Welcome to Toy Polloi.
Hello and welcome back to Toy Polloi. Now, if you've watched my previous video on the prototyping stage of this custom Star Wars vintage Kenner Snowspeeder, you'll have seen me put some new lights inside it. And at the end of that video, I had a little bit of a problem, which was that the flashing LEDs that I'd put on either side here to make the guns flash red were flashing out of sync. Now, as soon as I'd finished filming that video and editing it, I worked out exactly what I'd done wrong. So I've already fixed it for this video. So if I switch off my lights, I'll be able to show you exactly how these are working. And I'll take the ship apart and show you the new wiring structure that I put inside to make everything work as it should. So I've now switched the lights off in my room, and I can switch the lights on this Snowspeeder, and you can see now that the guns are flashing in sync, and also the lights in the cockpit are working. So it was a fairly simple fix and something I should have worked out at the time, but I think I was just having a bit of a brain fog on that day. So when I take this apart, there's a couple of other things I want to do, because there's a little bit of light bleed going on that I want to sort out. Obviously you can see the red light coming through this little hole on the front portion of the Snowspeeder here. I'm going to leave the sort of light bleed here because I actually quite like the way it sort of lights up bits of the ship like that. But if I turn it over, you can also see on the bottom there's a little bit more bleed around here. That's a sort of footwell of the cockpit area, and also a little bit of red light is coming through here. I'm not quite sure what I can do about that because it's a pretty awkward place, but I might see if I can add something more to it just to stop some of the light bleeding through. But otherwise I'm really happy with how that is now working. They do flash in sync, which is what I wanted. So let's open this up again and I'll show you the new wiring that's inside the ship. So what I needed to do was actually split off the red LEDs and make them in serial rather than in parallel. And I actually only need one red LED because when this LED flashes, it actually cuts the power to the outgoing cable. So the LED on this side is now an always on red LED, but the power gets cut by this flashing one. So you'll see the power goes in to this red LED and then it comes out, and then I've attached the normal LED on this side to it, so the wire goes round here and then back again into this. So you've got a sort of little loop there, so it's no longer in parallel, that's a series connection, and that means that when this light flashes, this light over here flashes. So we only need one flashing LED to get this whole circuit working. So if I switch that on again now, you can see that that flashes and that one flashes in sync because the power is being cut by this one to the second one. It was a very simple solution, and I sort of should have worked it out last time, but as I say, I think I was just having a bit of a brain fog moment at that time. Now, before I put this back together, I want to put a bit more black tape sort of under this section because that's where some of the light bleed is happening. There is a bit more light bleed happening around these lights, but as you can see, because there's a lot of plastic, I could paint it, but I don't really want to add sort of paint to this. I'm just going to try and do it with tape. So I think just a bit more tape around this area, and then on the top section of the Snowspeeder, you can see there's a hole here, and I'm going to stick a bit of card underneath that, maybe just in black or something, so that the light can no longer shine out of that one, and then that should be enough, and then I can put this all back together. Now, a problem that a lot of people have asked me about is when you get Star Wars toys, a lot of the time they are missing screws, and what to do about missing screws. And you can obviously sort of hunt down original ones, but for me, I tend to just buy replacement oss. Now here you can see I've got a whole pack of screws that are about the same size as the original ones, and I've got some slightly smaller ones as well. These are 3mm diameter screws, and they are 13mm long. I just picked these up off eBay, so as long as you get the same sort of specifications, which is 3mm diameter, 13mm long, they will fit. And you can buy smaller ones, as I say. These are, I think these are about 6mm long, but again 3mm diameter, and these fit perfectly in most old Star Wars toys, so just buy a bag of those, and it's very useful to keep, especially if you're restoring stuff like this. So I'm going to put a bit of tape on this and we'll get this one back together. Right, now the ship is all back together, and I've put the bits of tape in where I thought necessary, so hopefully when I switch these lights on you should see there's less light bleeding. Obviously there's a little bit of black tape now on the inside of that hole there. You do get a bit more coming through the battery compartment, but hopefully I'll fix that later on because I'm going to put something more in to stop the battery rattling around. That should block out that light, and if I turn it over there should be a lot less light bleed under the sort of cockpit section there. Still getting some here. I couldn't really work out a way of fitting some in without painting it, so I think I am just going to leave that. But overall it's working pretty nicely, so the lights are flashing how I want them to, and the cockpit is all lit up. So the next stage for me is really to sort out some custom stickers for it. Now a long time ago, well about 2 years ago actually, I did a custom Snowspeeder, and I made some stickers that were much more screen accurate, so had the red stripe that goes sort of down the front and stripe stripes across the back there. But since doing that, a lot of people have said to me that there's probably some other areas that I could sort of cover and make it a little bit more screen accurate, because I never really did the stickers on the underside of the ship. I just left those much how they were on the original Kenner Snowspeeder. So I found some better images of the models used in Empire Strikes Back and some much better shots all around the ship. So there's a few areas that I want to modify on those stickers and make them look more screen accurate. One of the areas is on this back section here. If you can see, there's a little sort of grill there, and that has some extra detailing on it. And then on the bottom, of course, there should be a red line that goes all the way down this midsection, some more red striping here, and then some other little grey panels all over the place. So I'm really just going to rework all of that and try and make this look a little bit more screen accurate, but still keep it in the sort of style of the original Kenner toy. So let's go ahead and do that.
Space started.
After about an hour's work, this is what I'm left with, which is my new sheet for these stickers. As you can see, I've added quite a few new ones. I've added some extra ones to go either side of the sort of bottom rear sections. I've redrawn the bottom one to be more of a red stripe. It's still got to have a bit of an odd shape because of the panel that's sort of quite clearly defined on the bottom part of the Snowspeeder. And I've added a few other ones just to add some grey detailing to the bottom side of the Snowspeeder as well. And then finally there is two new little sort of lines which will go on this little back section here, just because there should be a little red line just about there. So I think I'm more happy with how these have turned out. So I've printed these onto some, this is sticky backed gloss printer paper. So I think all I've got to do now really is just start sticking them on. So I think the first thing to do is stick on these new bottom ones and see how the underside of the Snowspeeder looks with these new stickers in place. Right, so I've cut out the bottom selection of stickers, and as you can see, this is the sort of rough placement I was going for when I was designing them. Two little stripes at the front and a couple of grey panels at the back, and I've changed the sort of rear grills that were on either side to be just red panels and made some new little red ones to go next to it, so you end up with more of a stripe going across the back. Now I've actually had to modify this one here just by cutting a little bit out of it, because the new switch I fitted actually takes up a little bit too much space, but the original one on the right side will fit quite nicely. So as you can see, that's actually a lot more sort of in keeping with the original sort of setup of the Snowspeeder in Empire Strikes Back. So I think I'm happy with that, so I'm going to stick all of those on and I can turn the ship over and we'll add the other ones to the top. So I've just got a pair of tweezers here to sort of help me get the sticky backs off these, and we'll get all of these stuck on. And now, as you can see, I've applied all of the stickers to the top. So this is as screen accurate as I think it needs to go. It has all of the correct sort of red striping across the top. Some of them I can't make as wide as the stripes on the ship in the film, just because of the way the lines and moulding is done on the plastic of the Snowspeeder, but it does look pretty nice, as you see. And if I turn it over, you can again see all of the new stripes on the bottom, which again, I think does match the film a lot better than certainly the original version of these custom stickers I did. And it's pretty close, really. There probably could be a few more little grey panels, but just a few I've added there. Certainly it adds quite a lot of detail. And the final thing I have done as well is to stop the battery rattling around inside. All of the rattling in here there is actually just the plastic bits moving. But to stop the battery rattling around inside, I've actually just put a bit of foam around it. This is the same foam actually that I used for sort of restoring the Chewbacca bandolier that was something I did quite a while back. So I've just cut a bit of that off and put the battery in and then wrapped it around, and that also now blocks out a lot more of the light. So it does a double job there, stops the battery rattling and also stops the light bleeding through the battery compartment. And now you can see it with the lights off in my room, so you can see all of the lasers and the inner cockpit light working. It certainly does look quite impressive like this. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. It's quite a simple sort of modification to this toy, and considering this one didn't actually have any internals in it, there was not a lot I could have done to sort of fix this otherwise, apart from putting in some new electronics like this. And if I turn this over, you can now see as well that the light bleed is considerably reduced. You still get a bit around the laser cannons, and this front section is a lot better. It does come through slightly. There's a crack there, or a little gap between the top section and the bottom section, but I think that's perfectly acceptable. And if we look at the battery compartment as well, you can see that's now not bleeding any light through at all. Again, there's a little bit coming through there, but that's actually where the top section again doesn't touch the back grille completely fully. But the result is still a very nice looking ship. And here's a comparison shot of an original Snowspeeder here as Kenner produced it, and my one with the custom stickers on here. And as you can see, I certainly think mine stands up to the sort of same quality of the stickers of the original. I've tried to keep them fairly sort of in keeping with the old-fashioned way Kenner made the stickers and not done too much detail on them, because I quite like that sort of naive quality to them. But if we lift up these two ships, you can see the bottom sides are now completely different. Mine has a lot more detail in it compared to the sort of fairly simple little stickers that Kenner put on originally. If you'd like to have a go at doing this on your own Snowspeeder, then I'm going to put this sticker sheet available on toypolloi.com. And if you found these videos interesting or would like to help out Toy Polloi, then please check out my Patreon page. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Toy Polloi. Subscribe for more great videos.